Hey everyone, this is Louis7, and I'm streaming The Lord of the Rings Online, but I am having had a little bit of technical difficulties to start the stream, which is kind of funny because our kin event that we have, which is going to be the Barad Guldur featured instance, was scheduled for like 20-something minutes ago, but our kin leader, he's also having technical difficulties, but it looks like, I think everything has finally started. So, yeah. Anyway, it looks like the stream is finally going, so again, sorry for the delay and the issues with that. But hopefully we can get this going. I was a little bit concerned actually about putting, like I did with the Anvil ones, putting Barad Guldur in the title and in the thumbnail. I even almost made an alternative just in case we don't actually get to doing Barad Guldur because one, I didn't actually expect the kin leader slash who's going to be our raid leader to have these technical difficulties, and we don't have that many people on right now, so it could be a bit tough to do that. But either way, no matter what goes on with issues and the such, I can play LOTRO. I can do stuff on this character. There's a lot of stuff I can actually do on this character since we have level 130 coming soonish, within a month, within like 3 weeks-ish from now. It's the 13th if I remember correctly, so less than 3 weeks from now, quite a bit less, like 2 weeks and 5 days. And Jigsaw, is there an issue with my bags? I know something I can do. But while I fix my bags issue, I totally lost my train of thought. Yeah, so some things I can do while we're waiting for the raid and any sort of group content is to do some questing, like the Black Book of Mordor. That's a big thing that I know this character needs. Maybe not as exciting as Barad Guldur, even though there's somewhat relation there, because the Black Book of Mordor at least briefly stopped by Mirkwood to go to northern Mirkwood, so there is that connection, but otherwise not too related. Oh, Mithrin Essence of Finesse. Don't really want that, but it's a purple essence. It's not useful. And hello, Hunsu, as well. Cat in a box. I don't see a cat right now. Somebody actually commented a recommendation to put a box here, and that's not a bad idea, but unfortunately I don't have a box to put there. Tactical mastery. I could save that for my rune keeper. Would I really want it on a rune keeper? Maybe. I might actually save that one. That one, it's not good, but like not good can actually be decent in terms of traceries sometimes. Okay. This one is completely sellable, I believe. No disenchanting that for motes, unfortunately. I really wish they were a little bit consistent with what armor is disenchantable in instances, and actually they have a somewhat consistent format. Is that a one-handed axe? It is, okay. I'm trying to see, maybe I can inspect them, but trying to see their axe in a little bit more detail. It's a pretty fancy axe. Dory's Savior. Dory would be a dwarf. Item level 30, so I'd suspect that's probably not early Evandem. And what else is level 30? End of Lonelands, maybe? I don't know, but it's a neat axe, so there they go. Okay, so it looks like we got people. I'm in the Discord and somebody's having really bad audio issues. For once, y'all might actually be happy to not be able to hear any of this. And actually, it hurts the ears a little bit. A bag for my cats to crawl into. Okay. Sorry, I am totally distracted right now. This is not a great way to start a stream. But one, I'd be worried that they suffocate, but they really like plastic, so they would probably not mind me to just put a plastic bag up there for them to chew and go into. But I will probably not be doing that. We aren't on the Virtue XP boost weekend yet, are we? Okay, good. It's a little choppy for me too. And your audio is like, I don't even know how to describe it. There's like a staticky noise. Okay. Trying to help people with their audio, because we have somebody is like ear hurting noise going through their microphone, and then somebody else is having internet issues, it sounds like. So trying to deal with all that while also starting this stream up, and it while we're doing that, so I need to go to Scarhold. Where is my thing? It's to Yarnfest. Okay, we can swift travel to Scarhold. Hello, Dawn White. Glad you like the videos and glad they have helped you a ton with your Hunter. I know Hunter is one of the classes that I've done at least more recent guides with. And then it's kind of funny, I was thinking about doing Minstrel. And then, before I did Minstrel, this is a good thing, they have the buffs for them coming in update 33. So I probably won't do any class guides until update 33, even though I was hoping to start sooner. But maybe I can go ahead and do some, because maybe other classes aren't going to be changed as much. So let's see. For the quest, I believe I need to go to Scarhold, so we can start with that. There's a cat finally. Y'all might be able to hear her. I don't know if the mic picks it up. And speaking of cats, I was thinking about doing a special event with my cats during a stream, probably during a regular stream, not just a stream with the cats, as fun as that might be. But yeah, if we have a decent downtime period during whatever, I was thinking about trying something with them. Even today, I just saw I never did actually give them catnip, because I usually do that. If I give them catnip, I usually do it in the morning. I don't think it'd be a problem to do it at another time, but I also like to do it before I plan to vacuum for a day. Yep. Yeah. And your audio sounds way better. Okay, looks like people are getting their stuff working. So I mentioned earlier, there is a concern that we won't have enough people for Barad Guldur, so that's what it sounds like we're trying to plan out, as we just got a few of us invited. I don't know if we have people out that can planning to join or anything, or even available to join. Okay, so we talked to a dwarf. Maybe I should have paid a little bit more attention to what's going on, but I am, at this point, pretty much, I think, just solely going to focus on the Black Book of Mordor to start. If there is time, I could always do Irid Mithrin quest still, but at this point, at this current time, I don't think that is a great use of my time right now. And yeah, it sounds like because we only have 6 people, we'll probably do 6-man instances. That's again why I didn't want to, or wanted to have a backup. I can even change the title, but not the thumbnail now, but a backup for if we didn't get enough people for Barad Guldur. Okay, so we're talking to Durin. I believe the Durin that is eventually in the legacy of Durin. Yeah, that's the same Durin.
I delivered our trophies to Boltu's Frostblood, and he seemed quite impressed.
Alright. I guess when I am skimming the quest text, I could actually talk about what I am skimming. But it sounds like he's trying to get the dwarves of Zelruka and whatever else it was. Longbeards? I actually don't think it was Longbeards, but yeah, Longbeards and Zelruka work together. Where they are in the dangerous Grey Mountains. So we're starting with Naruhel. I can go ahead and adjust the title. We'll just call it Group Content and Black Book of Mordor. There we go. And I'll put my Warden. Glor maybe? Oh, my hand's in the wrong spot. I could make another tier list, but I really don't know. Haven't had experience playing with the classes. I could like talk to people about it like I did last time too, but I really do like to actually have the experience playing in group content outside of what we're doing with 120. Yep. Unfortunately, well, unfortunately, but I have heard the cloak, at least for level 140 from Naruhel, is bad. I don't know if they adjusted the old 130 version, and I think the Warrior at 100 or 105 was like, it was decent, but not like extremely great. I say unfortunately at first because that means I like might not get an upgrade cloak even if a gold cloak drops for me here, but I actually overall would consider that to be a good thing. It's a whole topic in itself, but I am not a fan of, especially not a fan of best in slot type gear being only available in limited time instances. And I'm also not even a big fan of great gear being available in limited time instances, but what I would be a fan of is perhaps decent gear. Like if a decent cloak dropped or even other pieces, that would be perfectly fine to me. And if resources, I think that's the biggest thing. Like biggest reward, biggest motivator they could have for limited time instances. Things like what we had with Ill Omens way back when instead of the portents. Things like Naruhel that we have here. Storvagun was a recent one, all the boss from the walls, that stuff. Having resources such as legendary items, that would be enhancement runes and even traceries, ancient scripts. You could have all that sort of stuff. You can have motes, embers of enchantment, even the cosmetic stuff, figments of splendor. What are the other things? Virtue XP, I think that could be a great one. Bye. I forgot we're on tier 2. I was waiting for that third puddle to drop. Wow, we kill things fast on tier 2. I guess on tier 2, this positioning is fine, but it would probably bother me on tier 3. Tier 3 is where we, in our limited times running this, I think we've only attempted tier 3 once with one particular group we had. That's where we ran into some struggles. Oh yeah, we still have the blood water. There's a puddle. Let's see how much can I survive this puddle. What does this puddle even do? Dread? That can't be the puddle, can it? Oh, it damages when you enter it. Neat. Okay, I should actually help. It's kind of funny. I find minstrel DPS to be actually underrated by at least some people, probably not everybody. But we have a minstrel DPSing now, and I don't know, it seems like they sometimes do more damage than other more DPS-ier classes that we play with. I'm not sure compared to these hunters in the group right now, or even anybody specific, but it does seem that way. Oh, 500 virtue XP, that's exciting. Oh, I'm really curious what the cloak would look like at level 120. Even if it's not good, I just have this curiosity of what it's like, and I haven't seen it linked or dropped in any of the groups I've been in. Yes, and that's another thing. I love minstrels as a warden because they have light mitigation debuffs. If I remember exactly how it works, it's light mitigation. But it'd be pretty neat if they also had light, just light incoming damage. Who are we talking to? LOTRO the West Wind. Are these the Longbeards? Or are we not really talking to Longbeards? For some reason I expected us to talk to Longbeards like the two different types of dwarves that were mentioned. Okay, that's a travel.
Even in the distant lands from which we came.
Oh. Yep. You're getting choppy again for me. Apparently somebody asked me, the person whose voice is choppy, I couldn't hear. But, you asked about Yondershire? Sorry, that came out funny with the choppiness, but, yes, if I'm enjoying it. And, so I spent about 3 hours exploring it. And from a landscape perspective, it's nothing like I expected. I think it's good. And we have another cat. This one actually come up here. Hopefully she's a good luck cat. This time I'll have to pay a little bit better attention to the Kreoth and the such. They're the big thing. They're the big thing to get down, and then the... Oh. Then the Bloodwater would be the next biggest. And they're both like really high priorities. Also got armor probably. Okay, so Kreoth, which means I'm going to hit this one, avoid that puddles. I didn't really do a great job avoiding them. I actually had the hunter start on the opposite one. Okay, I'm gonna go to range dance. Seems like somebody used one of their slows. It could have been potentially the minstrel. Too far. Oh, I'm in main play stance. I thought I was in range dance. If I remember correctly from last year, they might not be tauntable. That's the bloom waters that I'm referring to. Okay, I think she's about to swap over. I don't know. Oh, actually, it looked like I was out of combat for a second there. That was pretty neat. That dude just stopped in his tracks. So yeah, let's see the minstrel do. Oh no, I have the eye you're supposed to. So it's light mitigation for that one. I think there's one more puddle. Okay, I got a resounding challenge on both of them. Trying to avoid the puddles hitting this one. I'm gonna use Never Surrender. I did use Never Surrender. I'm actually also going to use a potion to be safe. And I have a cat in my way, so it's really hard to hit buttons. Oh, if I keep moving this guy, he's just gonna keep dropping puddles. There's a... There's a blood water, but he's not doing much. Dang, we have tons of puddles on the room. This was actually our best run at this, best attempt at this. Like, we just had to get those blood waters, but that really wasn't happening. We did a great job on the Krios, though. That's a huge improvement compared to previous attempts that... Let's see. Trying to remember if when I would have streamed this content, or if I did any of our RU Hell attempts. I'm here. Keep wanting to eat the wrong food for some reason. I guess I'm used to the rightmost one there being the whatever that is, resistance food, but it's another set of stat food that unfortunately is just not really useful for me at this point. She's trying to show y'all her butt. Maybe we can go with the Ill-Omen town this time. She could almost be a head rest, but not quite. Chin rest. Okay, so this time I want to prepare a little bit better for the Krioth. Even though they went down fine, I can still do better with that. Here I am totally getting messed up with my game of builders, but that is okay. Because the damage we do to Naruhel, it really doesn't matter how quickly we push this phase, so I'm actually going to stay ranged, and I can even heal. But, oh, I'm rooted right now. And one of our minstrels just got killed. Oh, she did an induction, that's what it was. Well, I am rooted, and now I can move out of the puddle. Although, I don't know why that extra puddle dropped there. Maybe it was from the blood water. wasn't quite as prepared for Krioth damage-wise, but I think it is okay. I am having trouble seeing. Oh wow. I think I just barely stepped in the puddle there and I took a lot of damage. At least all his puddles were stacked in one spot. Oh, I need 2 more puddles. Maybe. Well, they're not really stacking on me. That's kind of weird. Good Krioth. I was going to try to slow both of them. This is kind of unfortunate because I have the eye, but we didn't have... Yeah. Unfortunately, the Krioth sacrifice, so I believe when they do that, they not only buff her, but heal her all the way up, so it really sucks on the third one, but that time we weren't able to get them down, but it didn't end up mattering anyway. And she would like me to focus solely on her and not on the boss at all. Let's see, I can do some inventory management stuff. So I'm trying to think too from the last attempt what we could do better. I think with the eyes, sometimes people are just running away, and this does include myself, even though last time, yeah, Restless Cat right now, that is true. Last time, the last eye that I saw over my head, it looked like it wasn't actually dropping puddles even though I was sitting there. So maybe the puddles already dropped, but it was a little bit odd looking from my perspective. And then the Gloom Waters in particular, the unstable one, I think is the one that really kills us and I think can even one-shot me just damage-wise on a regular attack. Which is like, I'm the second highest health in this group, just below the tank. So that is quite deadly. And then the regular Ritual Bloodwater, he also drops puddles. I think he drops them, I don't know if it's every time he moves or it's just like every second. But it seems like maybe every time he moves or maybe like every second while he's moving, something like that. So that is potentially another thing with that one. But the most important thing, of course, is getting the Krioth down, which we were doing mostly a good job. Maybe one of the hunters died on the last attempt when the last wave came out. I could maybe explain what happened there. But yeah. I think we're maybe having issues here. Yep. Oh, another thing that happened. So, something y'all might notice, I mentioned that Force Taunts might not work on the Gloomwater, but potentially the issue isn't actually the Force Taunts, and it's, it sounds like the tank is having a lot of lag issues, so hopefully it gets that fixed. Lost Alliance Allegiance. You must join an allegiance. I have already joined an allegiance. Can be accessed via the reputation panel. Boy, that is outdated. I don't know why it's online help is the one that's there. I actually have allegiances set right there. It's just not showing. Wonderful. So I thought this character oh, I have to set active, okay. And I don't think that works with that. I honestly don't even care about doing that, but I just want to get rid of this item. There we go. The legions I oddly care the most about is the Zelruka one, but their quests, at least the first couple chapters or whatever, were like really boring. That is, what do people call that? Like the low light, the opposite of the highlight of the Gundabad expansion was the Allegiance quest. I noticed the Blood Waters are sticking around if we want to just all leave and reset it. Or we can kill them, I suppose. I never did. We like completed it and then I don't think we ran it again, did we? So with all these issues, somebody's having the red issue where a lot of textures look red, kind of like I think the Isengard Tavern can look blue. But if I can, I will actually share that screenshot. Hopefully it wasn't just the dimming tool that I used. Yeah, took actual screenshots. So, if I go to desktop here, there we go. This is what the game looked like, and this is what it sounds like it looked like for the Guardian. So, this was a particularly funny one. I thought just everything looked red. At this point, I was just trying to I remember taking these screenshots purposefully now to just try to get an interesting view of what was going on, all in red. That's when I spawned in the instance what it looked like, but it's obviously worse inside. Next screenshot. Oh, this is weird. 12 health theory. Oh, that's at the Ken house. I don't know why I took a screenshot there. This is a dwarf. Hey, we saw. Let's see. What's the first screenshot from not yesterday, but Wednesday? I think these are, yeah. So these might have been Wildwood. I think some of these are Wildwood. Oh, sounds like we're in. I want to see. I think we're about to start, but there's all my screenshots. Oh. Is LOTRO gonna come back up? Ooh. Oh. Okay. LOTRO is back. I think it was an issue. I had the second instance of OBS running, and for some reason that picked LOTRO up. I'm gonna switch that back to desktop like it should be. And then I should have the LOTRO blur layer. Ooh, just made it in. That would be crazy. I don't know why anybody would do that. I think my most watched videos might be of cats. They were talking about watching YouTube and what they watch. You save the rest of us. Oh, there's another Bloodwater. Yikes, that's what I was talking about last time. We weren't doing a good job with those, and here I am ignoring them. Wonderful. Well, without the cat here, not to speak bad of her, but this is easier for me at least. I feel like I'm actually playing besides missing the blood rod a bit easier. Ugh, should we even try to do this? Okay, I think it might actually be worth trying to keep up with this, even though we might not be able to get the Krioth, but the reason is there is always the potential that we could come out victorious, but I think we have to get the Krioth for that to even be the case, but yeah. I wonder, I think they have food. I thought I just heard a cat eating, but I am going to double check that. Squeaky chair. The chair is only, actually it's a bit over a year old now. It's maybe a year and a half old, and it's doing okay, but it's a bit squeaky. But the armrest is already tearing up, so it's actually really uncomfortable in short sleeves. Speaking of, as long as you have the tracery, that shouldn't affect it, I don't think. Yeah, I was gonna say, it could be both the trait and the tracery, so it's like the tracery might still be reducing it, but just from a longer cooldown, even longer. Oh, I hit G. Unless anybody in the chat knows if one of the minstrel, maybe blue or yellow line traits reduces the rally cooldown. Yeah, I would still not like sack together because then puddles could be extra deadly. General strategy for Naruhel tier 3. I think we're still working that out, but my strategy is kill the Krioth. That is definitely the highest priority. Second highest priority is kill the Bloodwaters when they come out right after the Krioth. I think it's right after. It could even be towards the end of the Krioth. But if the Krioth sacrifice, that is quite bad. And then the Bloodwaters can spread puddles and kill people quickly. But those are the main couple points. So being ranged really helps also with this fight, but as a Warden, I actually don't even try to pump out the... Oh, I'm in melee stance, that would explain some things here. I don't try to pump out the most damage. I mainly just prepare for the Krioth and Bloodwaters. So getting Seize the Moment, even putting self-heals up and doing Conviction for the group. I think I even have some other stuff that I can do, other buffs that I can put on myself in the meantime. So when it's just Naruhel and we have all the ads and the such taken care of, I Yeah, don't even actually work on doing all that much damage to her. Save it all in preparation for the ads and such. Oh, it sounds like they died from the puddles. Do you have your res cooler? Okay. I have the eye, but I'm actually in a really bad spot for that. All 3 puddles are down. Oh, there's a 4th one. Or not a 4th one. I had 3 debuffs, but I think it comes after that. I actually don't know exactly what happened there. Oh, unfortunately our healer died. That's going to be quite rough. Another general thing is we try to not stack together, but it's also not a great idea to be completely stacked, like be very, very far spread out. The reason to stay spread out a little bit is to, like when the puddles come out, so we're not all stacked together on that. But the reason to not spread way too far out is for healers, not for healers, for the tank to taunt, and none of my buttons are working. Well, that was a wonderful lag spike. Wow, it's still going. I think they're gonna sacrifice. Well, at this point, if they're going to sacrifice, we might as well focus on the Bloodwater, and I realize that there are only like 2 of us alive right now. Not sure what this unremovable dot is, but I think this guy, if he hits me, it's gonna be about a one-shot. That must have not been, that must have been 27k instead of 271k. Legendary server is still fun and active. I'm not too sure about Treebeard and Shadowfax, but I play on Anor, and definitely not. Well, definitely not the second part. The longer explanation is that the only reason I play on Anor still is because my kin is here. If my kin weren't here, or I didn't have a kin on this server, I probably would not play on it. I have cats staring at me. I wonder if somebody went AFK. I think she's expecting treats or something. Oh wow, she got close. I don't know when that happened. That's a little spooky. Here, what is we'll go this way. They do like the laser. Alright, I think we're actually doing stuff in the game now. Yeah. The slow pace. Yeah, slow pace is nice. That much I can definitely agree about, which is kind of odd. You might think of Legendary Server as slow pace, but yeah, Anor at least is like really fast paced right now with all the content that's coming out. The next update, which is expected to last 4 months once it comes out, is going to have a whole ton of content, and we'll only have like 4 months to get through it. Whereas when it all came out live, you had like 2 years-ish? Yeah, about 2 years since the Minas Morgul launch, all the way to Gundabad launch to do the level content. I'm going to try to battle res if somebody dies. We're doing really bad damage on these crew. I wonder why... Oh. Why the damage was so bad that... Oh, I have the eye. Oops. That's my bad. Kind of weird. A lot of... I don't think that's spelled right at all. But a lot of... Actually, it was. A lot of gambits I have, like, sort of muscle memory of how to build them and the such, so I don't even think how to build them, and when I have to actually think how they are built, I sometimes get mixed up on them. Or it takes a moment to really remember. I think I'm on the wrong blood water. I'm gonna kite her around. Ooh. Oh, I'm stepping on puddles. Oh wow, there's that one shot that I was talking about, the one that did one shot me. This time it was a crit, but it was 303k. That is the unstable Bloodwater. And yes, it is nice to see a red mini. I mentioned earlier that I find some people tend to underrate red minstrel damage, I think because at low levels it's not really as good as it used to be since it was nerfed. And even with that, they're buffing it, so it'll be interesting to see how competitive their damage actually does become. Hello, Tyler. And let's see, 665 Standiford. You said that you're leaving WoW and trying to find a new MMO home. Excited to see in-game content here. Okay. Hopefully we can have a little bit different. Oh. Except Nori disappeared, so that's a little odd. There she is. Oops. Maybe that was on accident, if that did trigger it. Hello, Jonathan. Okay, so we're doing a minute AFK. So you have Tyler trying to get back into LOTRO account. Oh, Standing Stone Games refuses to have a tech talk to reset your password. None of their password resets have helped. I don't know if I really have much advice because I have not had to deal with it. I have heard a lot of stories about people having trouble with the customer support with LOTRO. Supposedly, again, I haven't had to deal with this, so relying on what other people have said on like the forums or other places and the such. And it seems like it has been improving as far as their support goes. Now, about account recovery with resetting your password, I'm not sure why they wouldn't be able to help with that. So if you have submitted a ticket about that, other options, I'm not entirely sure. Is there a cat walking behind me? There is. Here, this time we can go full version. This is weird. See, now that I'm full screen, she ain't gonna do it. There we go. I have no idea how that looked on the video, since I was perhaps obviously looking the opposite way. Okay. If this doesn't complicate things, I would perhaps recommend letting Mary save a res in case Glor goes down. Like her being the second one to res, but if that doesn't work out, whatever works for you all. Yeah, so if that is oh. Yeah. All right. Yeah, if it's too much trouble, I just thought I'd mention that case because I think I've at least seen that happen once. But oh, see, the thing with working out battle res is it's really complicated, and I think wait, are we in water? Wow, we are. That's kind of odd. Wait, now he's not splashing water. I thought I saw the dwarf have the splash effect. But yeah, with utilizing battle reses, it's really complicated. I think they're trying to simplify it, so then I offer the suggestion of if the healer minstrel dies, then... Okay, if the healing minstrel dies and the DPS minstrel is alive, it would be ideal if the DPS minstrel could battle res the healing minstrel. But if the DPS minstrel used their res before, then they wouldn't be able to use it on the healing minstrel, even though if the healing minstrel died and they didn't use their res, then, well, then you'd like just miss out on a combat res, basically. So what the healer mentioned is that they have to stop healing, they have to find who died and all that sort of stuff, so it's a little bit of a task for them to do the combat res. Ideally we won't even need combat reses, but setting that up, ignoring that point for a moment. Okay, this guy I want to stay here as long as he doesn't kill me. We have another blood of water. Never mind. So he does keep dropping puddles, by the way. I got him to drop 4 puddles in the same spot, though. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, I want to trigger seize the moment. There we go. And buff me up. Not beam me up. I need to watch Star Trek at some point. So because now is a great time to talk about things and remember what I was even talking about. Do I not have... I didn't have floating names on. That would help. Because I don't think I've seen any of the inductions. But this is... See, this is the exact situation I mentioned where the DPS minstrel can res the healing minstrel. So I'm at least happy my strategy seems to have worked out. Okay. Bye. Oh no. Target the Creole. Oh my hell. Oh, I stepped in a puddle. That didn't matter anyway. And yeah, that's the thing with Star Trek. If I did try to watch it, I'd probably want to go from like, I guess do it in whatever was the chronological order things were released. I wouldn't have to, but I just like, that would probably be a thing I would want to do. And yes, this is tier 3. Tier 2 was like super easy for us, and we even did it when the tank was super laggy, and I had a cat right here where a cat is right now. And then even our first attempt on tier 3 went relatively decent, but once the third set of ads, once we have that part of the fight come, that's when we're having trouble. I think we're gonna have one more attempt at it. Hello, the General Grievous. May give on to you as well. That is what the elves say. I actually don't know exactly what May give on translates to, but I would guess it would be my greetings. I don't think it's... Yeah, it wouldn't be good morning. I don't know why that came to my mind, though. We do use a target assist, yes. I realized that my face cam is blocking that, so if I turn that off, there it is. Right, let's see, right here. I just hide it there so y'all can't see when I'm not targeting the target assist person. That used to be a problem I had. I just like never paid attention to it, but I've gotten better about actually paying attention to the target assist window. Because usually, maybe even in this, you see me manually target the ads. And I guess in this particular instance, as a Warden, it might be a little bit different because I try to start hitting the Creoth that everybody else is not attacking, and I try to split my bleeds, my dots, and all that stuff between them. Like, using Ranger's Outing Challenge on the same one twice has no effect, but if I can hit either both of them by it with the AoE or do like Battle Memory and hit both by it with that, that would be much more useful. It really doesn't have that much time to tick. Warden's honestly not the best for this fight. I would think that Runekeeper and Hunters are probably the two best DPSers to have in this. If I remember correctly, last year at this time, people were trying to do a tank, a healer, and 4 Hunters was like the optimal setup. I think that was after they nerfed whatever Lore Masters could do with all their roots, which was pretty neat. Not the nerfing, but that the ability to use that strategy. It had some use to crowd control. Seems like in this version you can slow them. I don't remember if you could do that post buff. It was not a. It was a nerf to crowd control, but it was a buff to the fight. Oh. I think they're talking about something to do. Yeah, I think they're going over some little strategy stuff. Have I eaten my consumables? I have not. I must explain all my hunger. Yeah, usually I'm far away, and it's a bit harder to interrupt. For me, at least, from there. But I can try. Wow, I have a lot of notifications. All right. I think we are about set and ready. Maybe. I hate to move her, especially like that, but sometimes I don't really have other options. Oh. I remember I used that cloak back item on the way in a bit. You know what, I could stand here. This is something we tried last year, having DPS stand here because they had good advantage of stuff. I don't know why she's playing with the wire. They're actually good cats in that they usually don't play with wires. But I guess she found some interest in this one. Didn't I just use my 2 buffs? They're out. And Hunters. Yeah, him. That was close. I don't think you can actually tell the exact time they're going to do their sacrifice thing. They probably have some whole animation thing they go through and all that. Wow, we're actually kind of settled. Yeah, all my Warden builders, they like get in the way of that. Real. Try to help call Kriok out, I suppose. I think it's usually pretty obvious when they're about to come out. Sometimes I do stop paying attention even. But I think the boss becomes immune for one. They do a whole phase and something will... Oh, it reset. This is fun. Feel like a ghost. Okay, I think we're actually starting. I can do a hope token. Okay, so I got scrolls and token. Stay away from the door. Not much I know. So we're not actually sure why the boss reset. It could have been the hunter retreated. They did that on accident. Or, oops, I just used that. Or it could have been the tank. It got a little too close to the door. We're not sure between those two. I could put my debuffs on her, but I guess for this phase it's okay, but I honestly don't want her to take that much damage. Especially for other phases, give us time to actually settle before we push next Krioths and Unstables and the such. I don't know why I'm using a heal there, but yeah, we had good damage. Like, this is the part I like to save all my damage for, of course. The ads. It died. Oh, I was going to help with them, terribly. Real. Looks like we're getting battle reses. Of course, if you spend way too long, crap. If you spend way too long, or just like way too, if you go too slow on the damage, even when it's just her, I guess I could step up here. Okay, so we got the. Wow, that was a deadly puddle. I did not expect that many ticks right there. That was 5, 6. Wow, that's they don't have a healer. Oh, that's quite unfortunate. That blood water's staying still, so that's good. Yeah, the boiling blood. That's what killed everybody there. For me, that was just like, I don't know, assuming I want to get 6 ticks at once walking there, but maybe completely avoid the puddles would be a good idea now. Hello, Bartol. Or Alfords. May go on. I don't know what to vote. Can I, like... There. I actually don't know what I hit because I just hit escape. So, whoops. I don't know if that made me actually not vote because that's what I was hoping. I'm indifferent. Oh, perfect. Yeah, the puddles definitely didn't look stacked. I just assumed it was one puddle, but the puddles can stack, so that is, I think, just in general a good idea. I think there was a way I could have gone around. That sounds good. And I also think one attempt's a good idea because that should be all we need, right? So, one more try. This time I'm ready. Hello, Sidrian. He said he played this game off and on. He loved it. Wish Brawler didn't have a bad rap. It's been super fun to play. Yeah, it's I think the recent update 32. Oh. Update 32, the one that increased the animation speed for the 3 basic builders. That one actually made it more fun to me. That update. What if, like, I don't know about like pushing damage on her because that would help us not get puddles. We have Kreoth. Oh, they hit the other one. They are not. They tend. It seems like the hunters tend to like to target that one first, which for that particular case was not useful for me. Yeah, there goes the Bloodwater one-shotting. That is what he does. I guess I could use these thingies. I guess the other Bloodwater died. Okay, we got an interrupt there. We got that thing. I'm honestly surprised that Standing Stone Games didn't make extra sure that the Brawler did like really good damage compared to other classes. It seems like it would almost be, I don't know, like an obvious move to make the class, even if not intentionally actually overpowered, but make it very borderline overpowered to make it an appealing class. Because I think that is something, if they made it like that, it's something that could potentially have driven more interest into the class and getting people to buy Gundabad for that. Okay. I'm always worried about the interrupts and relying on other people for them, but they seem to be doing good. It's just when I actually noticed the cyclone. So, well, I think this would be a wipe, but who knows. And now I have the eye. Well, one hunter left might be able to do it. I suppose that's a good way, Sidrian, to get a feel for the game. If your highest non-boosted character is about 50, Moria. It feels a little bit like we're getting worse and worse over time with this fight. Yeah, the Brawler, I could definitely agree about more development time. I almost feel like the biggest thing it could have used would be, this would require standing sim games actually incorporating feedback, but more of a testing phase and more input on players, I guess, from the class design. Like if its mechanics were fun, rather than just like beta testing, seeing if there are bugs or anything like that. And maybe some of the feedback eventually taken into account and changed with it, but to me, some of the mechanics of the brawler very much so are not fun, and some of the seemingly big mechanics, like this is 3 set bonuses in their traits as the innate strength stuff, but that doesn't, it still to me doesn't feel fleshed out, and I don't think the way it is implemented is like fun at all with the innate strength stuff. But it seems to be a big mechanic, yet there just doesn't seem to be much to it. It's like a lot of the, I don't know how to describe this exactly, but like a lot of the class development, or a big portion of the class development, is on this innate strength stuff. Yeah, oh, I don't even know where I was going. Okay, a little, I guess. My only thing would be the featured instance, Barad Guldur. I know we have to run that on tier 2 and with 6 people that might be tough, but could it be possible just to like see how it is? Yeah, I just thought of that part. And the only problem is that it's a long raid, and to get the featured instance stuff, we'd have to get the last boss. By the way, I'm doing a solo instance.
We will hear what he has to say.
Owen's Bridge.
Is near the location where LOTRO encountered the Weeping Warrior. Well,
I assume it's called Owen's Bridge and not actually Owen's Bridge, because as far as I know, that accent mark makes it O, and all the dwarves are like glowing. What are the other ones? Well, whatever the other ones with Owen are, they're all like Owen instead of Boyne. Hey, there's Karazgar, the actually getting annoying guy. I suppose it's a good thing with like my break between, well, basically my break between update 23 and I think I returned Minas Morgul for doing stuff on Arkenstone. A good thing with that, because Karazgar wasn't really getting annoying, and now he's already annoying me. So it's kind of like Mazog. I don't think he's quite as annoying as Mazog was getting, because Mazog was annoying even in Moria, but what was I going on about? Yeah, he's just like, he is starting to get annoying to me, and I guess minor spoiler for stuff that is past 120 is that he comes back in that. I forget exactly what and how, and if he was, I don't even think he was completely dealt with, if I remember correctly. I don't know, just hopefully wherever they go next, because I could be mixing him up with somebody else, but didn't he like flee to Rune? Maybe? Wait, are we really searching for Karazgar right now? Is that what this is all about? Can these dwarves, like, turn around? Oh, did I actually trigger that? I don't think I actually triggered that. I think that was a coincidence. He does go off to Rune. Wow, actually, I remembered something correctly about book quests for once. As you all might know, watching me, I tend to, I don't know, with instances like this, or quests like this, I tend to just like not remember them, I tend to not pay attention during them, because one, if they were voice acted, that would really help. I cannot hear any voice acting going on right now in this, and yeah, it's just like reading basically. Instead of even watching it, it's more like reading to me. And reading it in the sort of slowness that it progresses with, as if you were more so watching it or listening to it. Random cat fur in my mouth. No idea where that came from. Probably in my mouth the whole time. Well, see, this is what I would actually do if I weren't streaming this. I would take my AFK now, but I actually have to use the restroom. But he's rejecting Karazgar's offer. It's also, I guess, my experience with Karazgar is a little bit weird because I have experienced his stuff sort of out of sequence, like we've already done. As far as stuff on Anor goes specifically, we have already done the Anvil, which is, like, story-wise, I believe, after the events that are going on now. And we fight him actually a couple times in instances, and then with him coming back in 130 stuff, I actually remember most of that because I don't think I did all the Black Book of Mordor stuff actually up here. If I remember correctly, I did start it for Northern Mirkwood, but I didn't do all of it. I don't even know if I went to the Iron Hills with the Black Book of Mordor. I don't even think I thought about it at that point. But what was I going on about here? She's like trying to squeeze herself on my lap. I gotta use the restroom before she settles there. I'm surprised she didn't complain about me picking her up. But yeah, the whole like my experiencing of the Karazgar storyline is so out of order because I remember more of the 130 stuff with him, which wasn't even that much from what I remember. But yeah, I will be right back. Maybe. There he goes, the Weeping Warrior. Does he even have the name Weeping Warrior yet? Or does that come later for him? Because he is called the Weeping Warrior, right? Okay, now I'll be right back. The cat is hiding for some reason. Hiding from you all, not hiding from me. At least she doesn't try to lay on my keyboard. Perhaps because it's not a laptop keyboard, which would be I think for a few reasons more appealing than as a mechanical keyboard.
Even so, I do not think Kariskas will.
But in front of the keyboard is at least better than on the keyboard, especially while I'm streaming. Durin.
Prepare for Kariskas to attack at any moment.
Alright, so getting ready for Karisgar's assault. I don't even know if people to invite are here, so I'll put it in kin chat there. Oh, I was like, did they start the new instance up? But nope, that is the old one. Okay, so what is it we are doing? We are doing... Yes, we are tallying the weapons, armor... Oh, inside the keep. Well,
Sapphire, sir.
where else would you have armor and weapons? Outside the keep?
Gold and garnet filled their hoards. And
Is inside the keep going to be upstairs mainly?
swords.
It looks like it. It would help if I paid attention before I decide to leave. Okay, so very randomly, I remember doing a quest a lot like this. So there's the potential that I have actually done this before. Yeah, the quest like this seems very familiar. It could have been the book quest that I actually did here to do this. I don't remember. I wonder if if I did this, I think I would have streamed it back then. I wonder what would have been. Yeah, I am. Oops, sorry. I was just going to say I got to thinking about it more, and it doesn't seem like the best idea to try that. And one of the old appeals of it was that it dropped gold traceries, but I believe they changed that, so it only drops what would be teal, unless they made it even worse for some reason. Yeah. I think they dropped down for like Barad Guldur. But yeah, I did change the title of the stream. Unfortunately, the thumbnail, I could still change that, but oh yeah. If everybody has that unlocked, we could do that. Assess. Okay, outside. I know I've oh. I think I mentioned this before, but we could try tier 4 of the first boss, just see how it goes. I don't know if people would be interested in that. Well, somebody's cutting out bad. This is the nice thing, though, about the downtime instead of just running around in circles. Like, I feel like I have been the past few streams, actually have something to work on, get some progress on the book quest. Because even in, like, 10 minutes, we've probably been down longer than that. But yeah, even in 10 minutes can get a couple chapters? A couple, what would you call them, like, pages? It's chapter 8.6. Oh wow, we are starting with tier 4. People actually took my suggestion, yikes. And here I'm going to be slow getting in just because I want to get this last siege defense. As long as we don't have to actually operate these like an epic battle. I feel like I'm overly critical of epic battles sometimes, but the everything is free. That update has not happened yet. It will happen in update 33. because we're on 32 now. Yes, it will happen in update 33 when the Yondershire and all the such releases, which is expected to be next month, and my personal guess is going to be April 20th, but that is just a complete guess at this point. Yeah. Ooh, I don't have any. But yeah, that's supposed to align, update 33 is supposed to align with the 15th anniversary, which is, I think, April 20th is the start date on that, is why I'm suspecting that, but I don't 100% remember. Let's see, these are specifically level 116. If these were not specifically level 116, I would have saved them for 121. Let's see, stuff I can use these on. Ascendant Light, there we go. I think I can only apply 2, but that's okay because I can go to this one. Got me some more crit. What's my crit up to? Oh, we don't have a captain, so some of my stats are going to be low. Like my physical mastery could be like 5.8% higher. I think. I don't know if I have a raw physical mastery buff in the yellow line to have it go above 200. The melee version, that is. The range version, of course, is quite a bit above. To actually show that for people that might have missed, there it is, 234.2. It's 40% higher. I am having odd hitchiness right now. I don't know if you all see it in the game. I can use my own tip and can increase the CPU priority. I didn't notice it in Naruhel or anything. Actually, I just had another one there. So not sure what's causing it, but yeah. That's a lot of health, 91 million. So we probably have to get her down to about 9 million would be my suspicion. And we're going to do single target on her. I don't know what people actually did when this instance was released, but we do single target and just AoE the water spirits and the tank kites her around. Wow, we got a lot of lights here. So yeah, we will see how that all goes. And if the lights die by AoEs, that's great. If they don't, then that's also actually kind of okay. Ooh, hopefully I get heal. Hopefully my potion goes off. That was slow. Waiting for the pickup to drop. For some reason I didn't think I had this left. I just looked at the see the duration. Okay, 4 more seconds. There we go. Got out of that real fast. I actually think it's a good thing that I was the one that got the puddle there. Looks like she's getting buffed by the lights, even with the kiting, maybe when she stands still. But I'm not sure other people in the group could survive the lights. Well, if the boss don't miss me, I'm probably gonna get one shot. Actually got 2 shot there. It was 2 different things that hit me. One was Crushing Waters tier 1. The other one was just Crushing Water, so it had 2 hits with it. That was, even though we didn't get her down, or even down that much, actually I think that was relatively okay. There was just the waters, we might have to actually deal with them. I wonder if I should restart the client while we're doing this because of this hitching. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's good to hear this game captures the spirit of the Lord of the Rings for you, the General Grievous. I have a cat totally in my way. Oh, there she goes. Go standing up, not moving. Oh. Oh. Oh, that was weird. I wasn't paying too much attention. I was looking at my inventory, but it looked like a hunter shot the river maiden. I don't like to move her out of the way, but sometimes she just gets annoyed. I barely made it in. That was close. I was moving my cat. Dangerous things. Yep. So we are getting the waters this time? She is a little bit chunky, that is true. I have a lot of health. Yikes. Oh, that stayed range. Oh, I tried to hit that. I think the water spirits are after me. I actually think I have the aggro on them now. That's kind of neat. Like, it's because I can just kite them, it's not a problem. It might be good. Yeah. I don't know how I survived that long. Oh, it is Tolkien reading day? I did not even know that, to be honest. Hello, Ivan. It goes well, even though it might not look like it. With all these deaths here. And tier 4 might just be a bit much for us. Even with the first boss, who's like relatively easy. I want to pet the cat, but that sounds good. Oh no. I think so, because I have seen people with the gold gear from it. I don't know how they got it. It could be... Oh, I just passed in. It could be either. Zinda's. Oh, I actually need to go up. Here I am running in circles. Yeah, I think we are going to do tier 2 of that. Which should be, especially for the first boss, a lot easier. Second boss with the... What's its thing? There it is.
Breach defenses seemed in a poor state.
Send Zelruka Craftsman. Oh, I thought send Zelruka Craftsman bills for the repairs. No, I am sending them to repair the stuff. Oh, I just made it. Everyone is in me. I had to talk to Durin real quick. What mob has the highest HP in the game? There is one of the Nazgul in the level 85, I want to say, one of the Hype dailies maybe. One of the Nazgul that's in that could potentially have a lot. I don't know why he would have higher than like level 130, 140 stuff even, but for some reason I remember that health being like ridiculously high. I don't know if there are mobs that would have, like, if you maybe discount ones that have what you could call infinite health where it doesn't even display their health. I would guess the Hrimmel, or whatever boss might have higher health than Hrimmel, and the level 140 raid at the highest tier would probably have the highest health. Alright, tier 2. Half the health? Not only does she have half the health, but we do even more damage because she has lower ratings than this stuff. That's the annoying thing about higher tiers to me, is it really slows down the instance, especially trash fights. Sometimes I don't mind the boss fights even taking quite a bit longer on the higher tiers, but the trash fights is where it's really tough. 1 billion health. 1 billion might not be enough for Sauron, to be honest. I would suspect that some of the 140 stuff things have 1 billion health. It's been, I forget what actually it was when I was on there, but I would honestly be more surprised if things don't have 1 billion health than if they do have 1 billion health. Because even right now, we have boss fights, I think in the couple hundred millions at 120. Oh no, lag prevented me from using Brink of Victory. Now our Brink of Victory just came slightly later. Oops, I thought I had seized the moment, I guess not. I know it might seem like I am focusing on AoE, and I think I even am focusing on AoE a little bit too much, but what is most important is actually the single target damage here. Even though the AoEs, I guess, can be nice for the water spirits, they're really not necessary. I don't even think it's necessary to kill them. Speaking of, I'm not sure I will be able to make it. You're welcome. Well, I might be able to make it late. I just expect to be in the afternoon busy. So yeah, for a more thorough answer, I might be able to join, but late. And Sunday it would be, that's the D&D, so it'd be the same deal as usual with Sunday for me. I know I mentioned this a lot, but for context, we do, or at least I, not on YouTube or anything, do play D&D weekly on Sunday afternoons. Oh, I finally got the teal gloves, but they are actually kinda bad. They are worse than the featured instance, which is not only purple, but 10 item levels lower. That's what I looted. And it's worse than mine. I guess I've now had the teal gloves drop, but they ain't useful for me. I've had the teal shoulders, but that's the defensive version, which honestly might be worth considering. Like, I'd lose the 4-piece set bonus, but that might not even be that bad of a deal. The reason I would consider that is, one, we'd have to have a captain in the group to actually ensure that I have all the physical mastery buffs. But I think I'm plenty overcapped on finesse. Actually, I'm probably decent on finesse. I don't want to lose all too much of it. Oh, wrong one. But the other thing with the shoulders is they have a lot more vitality. That's basically the big benefit of them. Like 800 more vitality is about 4k more morale. Oh, I can change my title. We're no longer sword halls. A light in the dark. That's actually a pretty neat title. That would be, I think, a good one for minstrel, maybe even lore master. Seems like we need a light in the dark now. Bane of Harad, if we ever go to Harad, that is probably a great title to use. Wait, Rethel Darkwater? There we go, I'll be a Darkwater. Talatharui, is that Mordor? I was thinking that was Minas Morgul. I should probably pay attention to the game now that the boss is starting. The tanks that I got unequipped. Yeah, oh no. That would be weird. Your tank doesn't have a weapon right now, which means they can't use any of their abilities. That's like actually a decent challenge, even though it might seem. I don't think I can interrupt this guy. Ooh, double disease. I have another disease thing. Oh, did I? Okay, good. My interrupt didn't actually go off. Oh, man. The grasping got me. Okay, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna heal myself. Don't think I can interrupt him, but I gotta remove the disease. He's about to go down, but just make sure. Oh, another disease. Oh, I think I used both my skill and my potion. Wow. Well, at least I can help with the biting tentacle now. Surprised, like, I was worried about the spewing tentacle, because I kind of assumed they had a lot more damage on the biting tentacle. Yeah. I'm being grasped. Where am I being grasped from? There it is. Easy peasy. Did you equip your sword, Jimmy? Good. Making sure you equipped his sword. He did. I think I'm actually out of stuff to use teal enhancement runes on. Well, out of stuff, not really out of stuff, but out of good stuff to do that. So steadfast cooldown it is. Gotta get that vitality up by like... I was thinking 3-ish, but it might be more like 7? Yep, 7 more vitality. And that translates to about... Oh, I was about to AoE these guys. About 35 more health. It might be slightly less for Warden now, ever since they messed up vitality. Yeah. It is less, I can only tell because it doesn't end on a 5 or 0. I think we're about to get a double stack on that. Oh no. Wow, we killed that at perfect time to not get tier 2. Oh. Well, can you resist it? Well, I had tier 1, then we killed it, and then it went away. Oh yeah, I got explosive on tier 2. I only got hit by it once. Okay, sorry, I'll pay attention and interrupt. Trying to find out what happened to me. And I was doing 0 to help with a fight. I know on some of these runs we have had issues with these dark maws. But, yeah. I'll let the hunters deal with the darkling. Probably good to kill this. Yeah, this definitely has similarities to the Watcher, because it's another one of these. Well, the Watcher is the Vile Maw, this is the Grasping Maw. They're both maws, octopus type thingies. I don't know if there's a proper name for the type of creature that they are besides maw. I think we're good to AoE now. Even if we are a resounding challenge, takes a moment to build up. Trying to think what other oh, Helgcham. That one, and Corn Doom. That's another one of those tentacle thingies. I don't know if she has a maw name though. Ouch. Well, our tank has a sword now. They did get that equipped, so we'll have that for this phase. I don't even know how many phases you want to consider this boss, because it's kind of like this whole gauntlet we're going through for people that don't know. Ever since we fought the tentacles for the very first time, this is all one boss fight is sort of how it works. If you die at this part, you have to start right back at the beginning. Somebody have the... Okay. What's the biting doing? Okay, biting's pretty low. Spitting's pretty low. It's kind of interesting if you look at the Abiding's health, especially when we have a captain. The Abiding starts to go down really fast, and then after a while it slows down, so I'm always worried that the Abiding will die before I get the 2 other tentacles down. And we have to get those 2 other tentacles down for the final phase of the boss fight, when we actually fight the boss. But yeah, the Abiding goes down really fast to start, and then it just seems to slow down. I don't know if that's because we have to deal with all this other stuff and just the other DPSers not having as much time to get their damage in. And also, it could be an effect of, like, some of my fleets could be contributing a little bit to that. They're not quite going on at least as much. I think some of my AoEs might end up hitting. Gotta be careful to not AoE. Yeah. Okay, we gotta get the Moss. Although preferably get him interrupted. And then we'll have to have another interrupt on him. That's why Seize the Moment would be great. I did get Seize the Moment. I think I've used all my single target. I am hypnotized. Yeah, they're a bit rough here. Oh, don't want this guy to do his thing. I think that's our biggest issue with the Draining Dark Maws, not interrupting them. Not just the hypnotize there, but the drain life he was just doing. This one, but his health is already at max. I guess I could still interrupt him. Hopefully we're getting more Darklings. Oh, there are 2 up. That's bad. I'll have to use a potion here. I'm gonna use one just to be safe. Okay, we're getting another one, which I think I already hit it with something anyway, but he didn't die, so all good. Need to interrupt this guy. Oh, I didn't actually pay attention to when Gulthaba went down. It doesn't look like it was all that long ago, but not even very recently. He's about to drop a puddle. Yeah, I'd be curious if it really does drop a puddle. Assume it does. But it's kind of interesting, when we fight Gulthaba, she puts the eye over our head, and when that debuff wears out after like 30 seconds, it'll drop a puddle. But she also puts the eye over the head of these guys when we start fighting them. But they never actually live long enough to see if they actually can drop a puddle. Because the debuff, the eye lasts about 30 seconds, I think it is, before it drops a puddle, so it takes quite a while. Just gotta stop the AoEs at some point. One time I accidentally killed our group with AoEs on this guy. By killing the Darklings. I probably used actually bad game abilities there, but that's okay. Ooh, there are only 2 of us in melee. That's actually a bit scary. The thing he does there when he bites us, that is distributed damage, so with 2 of us it still should be safe, it looks like, but I think that very nearly one-shots me if we aren't have to be extra careful to not do AoEs right now. Just by, like, muscle memory. But yeah, it does about my total health. I forget what bleeds I've used. Hopefully I used Unnerving Strike. That's like the important one. Then I can go here, use preferably not game the default. Use my heals and hope they apply bleeds at the same time. Actually, I don't know if I used that yet. I don't know if it's us not having a captain, but our damage seems had on the low side compared to at least some previous runs at this. Also, oh, that's bad that I used that more tap. Oh. Oops. There's a puddle I think they did me. Because usually we kill him pretty fine before even this part. We usually sometimes kill him before the 3rd rock even. And this time, well, I guess we would be on the 3rd rock now. It's yeah, I think we do got this. Nice that we did get through it though. Oh, that I was looking maybe a tiny bit worrying for a moment there. Oh, this was only tier 2 when I got teal gloves. That's kind of neat. Don't need the teal gloves, but I just realized we're actually not on tier 3, we're on tier 2. Dwarf treasure. Anything good? Oh my, this might be the worst tracer for Wardens? I don't know. It has its, I guess it may not be the worst because it has a use, it's just not sure why people would want to use that if they had the choice to use something else at least. The stat it gives, evade rating, not any useful. Basically or at least for the most part, not useful. Definitely not as good as other stats you could get. And then careful step, the cooldown, if you're using that very frequently and just really want that for some reason, that would be the use for it. That's a good question to ask yourself, Dragon Slayer. If you should make a captain, ignore the class deeds except the book ones, or you can just roll a baller and have no daily class deeds cap. I don't really remember what the captain class deeds are though, or if they're tough to complete or not. Tough as in take a lot of time or even skills you don't want to use. Is there any chance I would want to use these pants? Because the only thing the other ones provide, oh, they actually have a lot of agility, which normally doesn't matter, but that's actually a decent bit of, not really a decent bit, it's a tiny bit of crit, but I lose about 10,000, 11,000 physical mastery even, which I could make up actually. You know, I could actually use a physical mastery tracer and a vitality tracer, not tracer, I mean essences, and these pants would be better. I think that's a good showcase for why agility or main stats are inefficient. I could actually make this tanky one better for DPS by filling it with DPS essences. And if I just filled it with vitality like the current one, it wouldn't even be that huge of a downgrade. But yeah, I guess the cost there is I could fill it with essences, with DPS essences, but then I could also fill the other one. So, there we go. The mountains shake again. Oh, Tremor is in here. Even he's shaking. There's our... Oh, this guy down here.
Has the weeping warrior worked some sorcery points?
Yeah, only 930 for me.
That even he must fight.
Oh, wow. This stuff is bind to account on acquire, but I don't think... Oh, minimum level 115, that's insane. You could actually equip this on a 115 character. Oh. Oh. Oh, so you have to get a crit with, or devastate with Devastating Blow? At least you use Devastating Blow a lot. To me, that one actually wouldn't be that bad because it's just an ability you use a lot. It'd be tough to get to the 250 cap. Oh, I guess I'm not ready to select my reward. Hey, this is one of the trait point ones. What about the foremost wing we never did?
To battle! We will find Karazgar's weaknesses and exploit them!
Apparently I could enter this instance in a group. Sorry. I just clicked that assuming it would block me. I'm leaving. I thought there would be red text that said you can only enter that, or can't enter that in a fellowship.
Foremost, the last capital of the fallen North Kingdom. It is here that the Witch King of Angmar crushed the realm of Anor, and it is here to which Angmar has returned to conquer Eriador.
Sometimes I really wonder what noises are, or how noises happen. Because it sounded like somebody clacked something against the wall outside of my apartment, but on like the hallway, not from another apartment, or like dropping something on the floor. Got a lot of enhancement runes ready for level 121. I was going to use my whole sweeping thing, but I think on a short fight like this would be... Ooh. Oh, I didn't know that. Hey, now I got it. Now I can sweep. I actually find it valuable to interrupt those, but because you can't hit them when they do their thingy, like fall into the shadows or whatever. But dots actually still hit them, so I suppose it's not always the biggest deal. At least if you have people that do damage over time. I could definitely be doing this fight a little bit more optimally. Ooh. Now, if I remember correctly, coyotes aren't that big, like at least as big as wolves. But not coyotes, or at least as big. Okay, that's what I was thinking. They were talking about coyotes, and I was thinking they were more large dog size and less wolf size. Quest or no quest? Okay. And it's fun. And the XP even for us now useful for the reward track. Do we get all these in the east? Yep. How am I doing on the reward track on this server? I haven't even put basically any effort into it, and I'm 29. I'll use a lot of my heritage runes, I think, when we get to 130 on this server, and I'll be sure to use all my 120 heritage runes to make sure, because that's like, it's most optimal to use heritage runes on a character that is closest to the minimum level of them. So even these 115 ones I'd probably just use on this character. Yeah, that would be nice. You start going that way, that means you haven't run this recently enough. For some reason, I'm thinking it's the leftmost one. Alright, so the other one is Inspire. Yeah, Inspire is probably not one I would want to frequently use. With, sure, there's no any more guards there. Yeah, that is one I probably wouldn't use all too frequently. Muster Courage. That is the one that you can't even use on yourself. I guess you could use it on your pet, but that would be more of an annoying one to me. And then Routing Cry at least use frequently, but yeah, that's a lot of ability uses you have to do as well. Oh. I am having trouble typing. Okay. Seems like the opposite. But yeah, the couple things about the class deeds that I think is, one, the daily cap is annoying. It seems like this is a problem in a lot of things with LOTRO, but time gating of things, that's what it can feel like. And on top of that, it's especially annoying with certain skills you have to use. Some of them I don't even mind if it's 1,000 times to use a skill, because if you use the skill a lot in combat, eventually you will get it done. And it's just like, it's sort of an achievement type thing for playing the class a lot and using your skill 1,000 times. It's something you'll eventually get done. But where the problem comes in is, one, some of those skills you only get in certain trait trees and can only use in certain situations, like targeting an ally or rezzing an ally if you're on like the minstrel. Where did everybody go? This ain't good. Fortunately, this is easy, so I can survive, but I forget this is only Fortnost. I don't care if an elite and a couple elite masters or whatever are hitting me. And then the other... I think just everybody plays every day. So they're just like always on, always running. My kin on Arkenstone. At least that's what it was like when... I haven't been on there since December, but at least that's what it was like when I did play there. Pretty much. I think it's honestly one of the contributors to me getting burnt out though on getting bad content, or just whenever I do play on Arkenstone, is like they always run group content. I always want to join it, but then it's like running the same thing over and over. A little much for me. Yeah, I feel like while we have a lot of content that's added, at least the group content, there's just not much. When we only have like, I think Mordor was even worse with 1 6-man, 1 3-man. And yeah, I think that was it, really. I guess at least with Mordor though, we did have some of the landscape stuff with the bosses. Roving Knights. Yeah. Oh. This is kind of funny. I don't know where we're going. I was going to run. This is so funny. At least I contributed to this, I think, actually in a good way by helping cause the chaos. Yeah, that for comparison, at least, I mentioned this a ton of times now, but there's, I think, a lot less repetitive stuff. There's a lot more instances for one, and more landscape stuff even. Like Mordor Besieged, for example, there's I forget exactly what they're called, but roving threat-like things. Scourges, yeah. To avoid spoilers, basically landscape bosses that I think you can do weekly and are pretty quick to get done and useful. There's also similar stuff in War of Three Peaks, and even as Animals are, I think. And on top of that, a ton of instances. Oh yeah. Zaragost is a fun one. They're talking about some, like, Mordor and Minas Morgul just running instances. Yeah. I'm actually dying from these things. I'm sort of surprised they actually do enough damage for that. Wow, I've already gone through 50 of the potions one person sent me. Okay, back to the... I lost my train of thought, I think, with the class trait, so I don't know what all I said with it. Oh, I thought we... Are there any inside, or are they all outside? Okay. I've tried, at least whenever I've seen them, run everywhere. There were the 2 paths. Do we have to go down those to get them? See, the first 2 I see, we've already got 10. So we still need 7 skeletons somehow. I don't mind running for them, if you all still get credit. Huge expect there. Wonder what that was about. Because that wasn't like a, as far as I can tell, like a server lag type thing. Here you go now. Oh yeah, this is the... I know we missed this one. I think this has a couple. Oh, what did I target that guy? And then I think there's another path here. Oh no, this is only one, and I'm pretty sure I remember stepping on that, and it's been stepped on either way, even if it wasn't me. Nice. I think I got 3-ish so far. We're at 37 now? Okay. There goes that weird hitch again. If LOTRO will ever try to modernize the Instance Finder, I think they should. I don't know if they will. I know some people aren't a fan of like dungeon finders, that type of thing, but I would be, I think, overall a fan if LOTRO added a dungeon finder. I think it's just something that there's a reason, I guess, games have that. Nowadays, it's a very easy way for people, even people that might not usually run group content, just a very easy way for them to get into group content. Not have to worry about being invited, things like that, a relatively easy difficulty thing. It was fun for me. I get to try to fight all these orcs. It's a nice thing, I guess, depending on your perspective, nice thing about these older instances being easier. Not made for like our current overpowered characters. And one problem with Instance Finder, while I'm thinking about it, in LOTRO would be, and this might even have been a problem with it initially, is it seems like it could be hard for the game to actually ensure you have the proper roles necessary for the instance. An example is if you have it based on classes or even based on signups I think this was an issue even in old WoW, where you could sign up as a tank and play DPS spec and not actually tank, but you could have something like that. An issue like that. And also there are so many different ways you can build groups in LOTRO. While there is the common tank healer for DPS, you could even sometimes do a couple support. You could do... Oh, apparently I can help when the ads spawn outside, where they run in. So yeah, there's that potential issue, or at least it would be a concern. I overall think that could be, the community could get past that. And let's see what Harvane said. They'll never be able to get a majority using it. I think if it's well implemented, you could get more people to use it. Like, there might still be groups forming outside it, and maybe for higher tiers, that's a better way to do it anyway. Maybe only for the lower tiers, maybe with the new instances like tier 3 and below. And maybe even over time they could open up more tiers as it becomes like outdated and lower level. Some ghosts found Andy somehow. That's kind of odd. I have no idea why they were targeting. I didn't mean to like call out that person, but why they were targeting that hunter. I thought it was maybe me, but then I saw they were on the hunter and no idea. So yeah, there would need to be, I think, a few changes and implement it in a very good way, and people could adapt to using it, and new players could definitely use it. Could be interested in using it, I mean. Is that our first boss for Shadowwing? And then, yeah, I think one of the things they might have to do for something like that is, one, they could use the Embers system, but they could... It'd almost be like an improvement on the featured instance system, making it worthy of people actually choosing to use that. Like, you could have sort of like World of Warcraft. I think their implementation of the Dungeon Finder is pretty good. Like, if you're leveling, you can get a box with, at least used to be the case, pretty good gear. I have no idea nowadays. And you would get a decent chunk of XP. Actually, the chunk of XP you got from doing like a random dungeon wasn't even that high. So I usually chose specific dungeons for whatever my characters and to not repeat instances. But that note aside, at least that was in the later days of the Dungeon Finder. That note aside, I think the way they had that going worked pretty well overall. And they gave you an incentive to run with the random Dungeon Finder while leveling, while at the level cap or whatever. Also, loot. I guess they could still use the loot system they have where just everybody gets their own loot. So that probably wouldn't be too much of a problem. I was thinking the older style loot they used to have. Yeah. The cool Gundu and even Nairban, while it didn't have many bosses, they're kind of close, but I don't think they're nearly as massive. Like, I guess Karn Doom and the such, they used to take a really long time. Okay, because I know nowadays we kind of go through it pretty quickly, so it might seem a bit different. But I was thinking Thickle Gundu, that takes us like an hour or two, but that's really not that long compared to 5 or 6. Why is she trying to sit on my lap like that? Well, I need to lean back to stretch my legs out anyway. So yeah, for something like Random Dungeon Finder, there are so many currencies in LOTRO, especially premium currencies. I know that gets unrelated to dungeons, but they have a lot of premium currencies. They have LOTRO points, they have Mithril coins, they have... Are those the only two? Well, they have... I would almost consider these premium currencies just because you can get them from loot boxes, which is a whole problem in itself, but it does actually affect it. So you have Motes of Enchantment, Embers of Enchantment, which outside of loot boxes, they aren't really what I would consider a premium, like, bot currency, essentially. Oh. Oh, I guess this guy just went over there, didn't actually start the boss. Another thing is with the Random Dungeon Finder is... Oh, I don't have Seize the Moment. Might as well just attack her and let my AoEs cleave, right? As a Warden, at least. I don't know about everybody else. I wonder if these were like developers' dogs' names. Talking about the dog names, we saw Miggle. It's like close to Miguel. Reich. I think that would be pretty neat if they, like, had a naming scheme like that. Accidentally used one of my potions there. Well, the cat wanted in my lap, so then I leaned back so she could get in the lap, and now she's just blocking my line of sight to the monitor. I hope this is the way. I think this is the way, because we had to come up steps. Oh, my camera disappeared. I don't know when that happened. Was it the cable for it? Okay, so the camera is turning on and off. I just think it's disconnected. Oh, there we go. She probably does want to play. I realized they're running low on mice, so I might get them more. Which... what was I on? Right, okay. Okay. Where's the boss? Ideally we can get the boss down before I even have to light the braziers again. Not even worry about the ads, really. Oh man, this is going bad. At least bad from my gamer perspective. Really trying to maximize my damage at this point, and it's not going well for that. Uh-oh, that tough guy. That tough guy, he actually does decent damage, I think. Get myself. Oh. That thing is doing a lot of damage. Actually tough. I don't think it can interrupt. Oh, I thought we got a res for somebody. Maybe not. Well, the boss is doing an induction, so that's kind of scary. Get raided. Might be good if they could have the healer light a lantern, but oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one since all the bats come out, and we'll see. Maybe they can get through it. Still got bats. Maybe. This is pretty unfortunate. Usually, like, I know this is a relatively tougher boss, but even for us, like, here, it's, I guess maybe the ancient cursed spell spirit, whatever it's called, a cursed spell spirit, that one. I think that was the one that was causing us trouble. I mean, I started taking a lot of damage even when I got stuff hitting me. Yeah. And
To battle! We will find Karasgard's weaknesses and exploit them!
also believe you will want to run out and back in to get the challenge quest again. Oh, nice. Maybe mine hadn't yet just because the fight wasn't finished. Wasn't reset. Either way, I got that back, so it's no big deal. And I got enhancement runes. Got a cat. I think I'm all set. Got a couple LIs still ready to appraise for 121. At least one LI. Actually, I think I appraised too many on this character on accident. How do we even get to the old LI panel? Legendary items? Okay, we still can get to it. I have two LIs ready to appraise. One is actually maxed out at 60, so that is perfect. I know that's my bridal, but still. I was going to be quite helpful to my 130 cap on this character. I don't even know. I think I am going the right way. But want to boost my vitality by 7 more. Get up to 5. Oh, wow. Actually, 8 more. This is quite a long run back. I'm going on autopilot, so I actually don't know if I'm still going the right way. Well, actually, here's the door. Perfect. Menace to Rain. Where are we? Fornost? So Fornost. Okay. I was thinking slightly in relation to some of the Yondershire stuff. It'll be interesting to see if there's any more progression in the landscape. While I am overall pretty positive, and I think pretty positively about what there was for Yondershire, landscape-wise. Because that's the main thing I like in my whole 3 hours there, not yesterday, 2 days ago. Was just exploring the landscape and the world building and the such, and did see a couple of the quests, but besides that, yeah, with the world building, well, overall, I definitely liked it. There were some transitions in the different environments, say, where it seemed like a little bit of a sharp transition, so I don't know if that's something they might try to blend a little bit in the future. But that would be my main comment on, like, if I had a more critical criticism part of the Yondershire from what we had. I forgot how I got started on that, but it was because I was thinking of the Fornost and its relation to a Numenos, and a Numenos' relation to Yondershire. Yeah. They weren't so nice back in the day. They were talking about having to run back, and I wonder way back in the day if you would have gone back to the very entrance. Now, I have a question for people that were around then. Before this was added to the different wings, would it take you all the way back to the start? And I think Jimmy just answered that. So it sounds like it would take you all the way back to what was the water wing. Oh, they still do have work to do. Well, that is good news. Yeah, it sounds like, from comments on the forums, that Scenario hasn't done the past 2 zones, at least. I don't know if he's done anything for 2022. Actually, he might have done some of it, but yeah, I think somebody else did Angle and Mythaethel, and it does sound like that is true for Yondershire as well. Have no idea who it is, but I think they've done a... Overall, it's like very interesting from the world building perspective, I think. Let's see, a couple of the things. Yeah, I always talk about the ugly bushes. I really am not a fan of them, even if they do have their place. The one place I don't think they're actually that bad is the Iron Hills. They actually feel like they fit in. Oh, people are actually talking about having a better transition. I feel like Ear of the Wind to Yondershire was pretty decent. When I mean, at least when I'm talking about transition, I actually mean within the zone. Some of the different environments, they have the Northwest Loneland-like environment, and it just seems to be a very sharp transition to like greener grass or forest or something like that. Alright, hopefully I can do better damage this time. I'll even do this for crit rating instead of vitality. And hopefully we have the boss. Yeah, we actually do have the boss in the more northern, or at least back position to get that thing. Alright, all in on the boss. 0 AoE. Well, actually, AoE's no problem, but 0 focus on AoE. To get seize the moment there. Because I actually have that. Oh yeah, we're not focusing on AoE. Okay, good. He got aggro again. Ooh, much damage. AoE's helpful, but not necessary. We're trying to get... Don't have to get the boss before the Ragers get unlit, but it would be nice. Alright. Did what I could damage-wise. Nice. Oh, one of those. That wasn't the legendary server currency, was it? Or is that an Ingmar one? I see it's Gath Forthnir. Is it just me or is the small fancy chest the exact same size as the fancy gold chest? Also, what's going on with the texture on this floor? It's like really low quality. This looks like low graphic settings, low texture. Yeah. Oh, no. Never mind. Oh, that's a nice one, Jimmy. If you have a tactical alt, I would trade you this tactical mastery for it. Actually, what was it? Ascendant lightning? Oh yeah. No, I don't need lightning, never mind. And yeah, I forgot those old ones are bound anyway. So never mind. I didn't even want that anyway. So we can't trade it, but I didn't want it anyway. I didn't get much of anything, did I? I got like 2 things. Did we loot both chests? That's a little disappointing. All I got was that tracery and a bounty. Not even any heritage or anything. Oh. Honestly, I don't even remember rolling on that item at this point. I wonder if that'd be useful for any of the light armor or full. It doesn't look extremely horrible. Standing Stone Games is not seeing a reason to have a connection to a Numenos? Oh, that's a bit disappointing. Is that like them, at least initially, not seeing a reason to have a connection from Gundabad to Angmar? Which eventually did happen. I think it even happened on the launch of Gundabad, so it wasn't like a thing that actually did come later. Like if I remember correctly, that's what scenario the world builder was. It could even have been somebody else, but that's what they were initially talking about. Like they might have it, but it'd be like later, but then it happened. It was just a thing with it anyway. I already mentioned this in the Yondershire stream, I think even a few times, but would love to if they had it actually through a building, have a building connect to Angmar on the inside. I think that would just be a really neat way to make the connection. It would also be a little bit neat because it'd be an alternative way into a Numenos. Perhaps that's one of their concerns even. Maybe they could have tough mobs. Like they could have some level 40 elites or something in whatever path that goes to Numenos, so it's not like a just breezy way to walk in there. Catch up to Durin at the bottom of the stairs. Well, looks like Scarhold is under attack. I never really cared about Scarhold to begin with, so I don't really care too much, but a chance to kill drakes and drakelings, that I like. It's midnight glory. I'm the central platform now. Guess I can't attack them. Well, he's aiming. Is he gonna fire at anything? Oh, he actually did. Now look, oh, he was about to aim at the Drake. Where's he aiming? At nothing. How embarrassing. Talk to Doran in the upper courtyard. Alright. Although I'm being entertained at how bad that dwarf is with the crossbow. He could have hit something down the hill. I guess I didn't actually have a perfect vantage point of it. Oh, I missed an issue there. It is nice to have it's nice to have the connections that are there, but since you go right up to the mountains in Evendim, it's just like so close to having another one in Numenos. It's sort of like in England Mythathel as well, not having a connection to Eregion. That just would have been a generally nice thing to have. That was, for me at least, one of the biggest disappointments of the zone was a lack of connection there, actually. Not even a ramp. I know there's a little bit of some extreme verticality between the two zones, at least in the area near Gwingris, where you can actually go in Eregion. There's Kirisgar. For some reason that oh no, it's just I read it so sarcastically, like he's, oh no, there's Kirisgar. What title was it? Founder? National? Oh, fashionable. Sorry. Fashionable. I've seen / heard of that title. I think somebody in my group, not in my group, but in my kin has that. Nurse got shoe. Neat. Inek the Brash. Okay, so what actually happened to Scarhold? Was it like... Looks fine to me. I guess we did a good job defending it. Yes. Yeah, so that is the thing with... That's why I've always been just generally, like, as far as Evendom goes, the western part of Evendom, it is a physical border. It's something that I'm totally fine with there not being a connection there, except how far up you can go in Yondershire. I guess there are a couple specific things with Yondershire, the way they did it. So if there was a huge mountain between that and Evendom, I think it would be totally fine to me, and I wouldn't really think much of it. But that they had an Anuminos-like structure right up against the mountain on the opposite side of the mountain of Anuminos, it seems very reasonable that I guess, I actually don't know who would have built that, if it would have been even like Anor stuff way back in the day. If it would have been like, what I mean more so is if it was the, what are the Numinos people called? Numenorians? No. What are those people called? Ingmarims? Maybe Ingmarims. Yeah, probably Ingmarims. They're not a Numinos. They're Ingmarim. But anyway, if the Ingmarim had those two structures on the opposite of the mountain right next to each other, it seems logical that they would have a connection there, but that also brings into question the Ingmarim have not gone to the Yondershire side. As far as I could tell in the beta, it was just goblins had taken it over. Now why goblins were there, I have no idea, but why not? Any of these I want for an alt? Not really, even though it'd be really OP at 115. See if they have any decent look to them. I'm not a big fan of cloaks, but wow, this icon is so deceiving. It makes it look like it has a point at the end. That one's actually not too bad for a cloak though. It's not the heavy one. Oh yeah, not enough room. That's not too horrible. Oh yeah. Got a dwarf made. Hey, well, there's one of those ballistas. Nice. Yes, Anor. That's what I was thinking. I am actually learning Lord of the Rings stuff, slowly but surely. Wait, why did I just get Introduction Veils of Anduin? Oh, for chapter 10. I thought you got that like automatically. Is this just a little breadcrumb? You can get an extra gold mark out of it. Find despondent dwarves. Upper level tell them inspiring stories, alright. He shall be inspired by... What am I telling him? I tell him we're going to Gundabad? Oh, Nope. It's... That actually seems reasonable. And I think way back when the servers launched, they said that they would have, like, you'd be able to transfer off of them when they catch up. Yeah. I could see that being a reason to not offer free transfers, though. Because they still technically offer transfers, so they, like, held their word as far as that goes. Just a way around it. I feel like I got cat fur on my nose, but it's probably just regular itchy nose. Wait, they paid little heed to my story? That's because I didn't tell them about the grand adventure to Gundabad, probably. Right. I thought, at least if they did that, you would get a full refund for switching the servers if it closed off. Okay. Oh. I see what you mean. I totally missed the detail somebody said. But yeah, basically, thinking about what will happen to Anor when we catch up. For me, one thing, for a while I would be excited actually about getting off of Anor, because I keep talking about Anor being more annoying than anything, being here, low population. I think it's unhealthily low population, but lately, even with, like, we have like, I'd consider it medium population in terms of recent population on Anor history. Anor, not Arnor, just to be specific, I'm talking about the server. They are kind of close, but there's a difference in the letter. One sword. I wonder if I get to keep that sword. And if we do transfer, like you all know, I have a ton of characters on Arkenstone. And a lot of us used to play on Arkenstone, but I've almost been more recently leaning away from Arkenstone. Talk to... Oh, bring Troll Splitter. Troll Splitter. I'm guessing that is one of the things I picked up. The Fallen Axe, maybe. It just splits a troll in half. What about two-headed troll? That'd be fun. Oh. Merrywin. That was your name? I think I recognize that name, actually. Because for some reason I thought it was Bad Hat Mary. So there's somebody in my kin that I didn't really know them or make the connection of them that I actually knew of, at least. I don't know if I interacted with them much, but they were on Arkenstone and briefly in a kin that I was in. Perhaps I should not do too much criticizing that kin, but I did not like it. Although it's a relatively popular kin with some more known people in the community, but I did not like the kin that I was in briefly. Yeah, I don't want any of these.
Horin has assembled a raiding band to hunt for Karasgar.
I'm surprised I didn't die by misadventure jumping between those. That's like a totally Minas Tirith thing. Yeah. I don't know. Originally I was thinking Arkenstone would be good, but well, I have a lot of characters there. I wouldn't even mind transferring some of those to wherever we end up. But Yeah, I just have to save my LOTRO points. That's the only thing in LOTRO. Transferring characters is expensive. Like, one character is fairly expensive, I think. But when you transfer quite a few characters, and I suppose it's that way in all games, but it'd be really nice if they had a bulk discount for, like, say you wanted to transfer, this is a lot, but say you wanted to transfer 10 characters, maybe it would only be, I don't actually know the cost. Is it like 2,500 LOTRO points? So 10 characters, if that is the cost, would be 25,000 LOTRO points. Maybe if they did it for, I don't know, to be somewhere meet in the middle, 10,000. Personally, I think a good price for transferring characters could be more like 1,000 to even 2,000. I know that's only 500 less, but that's still 20% less. Okay, where do I need to go? Probably have to talk to dwarves and go back up, yep. Whoa. I wonder if I would want to transfer any of my original characters because they're kind of poorly built at this point. Probably not. There's, like, just with the future and us potentially transferring servers, depending how transfers work with Anor and all that when we catch up to live, there's so many different factors for me to consider. One, Louisden, I like the name better. Like, the reason I've talked about this before, why I had at least so many female characters and will always make them, is male characters to me were just relatively ugly. And I actually like the way that somebody in one of my kins at one point put it, that he just didn't like staring at guys' butts all day, essentially. And that is, I think, actually a valid point. But that's 1080, okay. But yeah, so in that sense, I would like to play Louisden more than this Warden. But the thing with this Warden is she is so much better built, and I've actually grown with this character. Louisden was Valord, so he was kind of like, he got well built in terms of stats, or what am I even thinking, traits and the such from that. But there are so many things this character has that he doesn't have, like all these different musters. A lot of these you have to get along the way, and I've gotten them all. I have a lot of deeds done. So this character is probably my most accomplished character in the entire game, even considering Louisden's like 140, done a lot of the 130 stuff and all that. So yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what they're doing with the servers, especially, like, I think the regular servers are going to stay as they are, whatever, but with Anor specifically, I think the original announcement implied that there would be free transfers off when we catch up to live. But I really do consider the server to be unhealthy population. I don't know if other people do, but I personally do consider it to be on the low side, definitely. Yeah, are you playing Yellow Bear Running, curiously? Okay, yeah, that one's got a whole lot going on to it, too. So it's probably, like, I would guess one thing is people might not want to take the time to actually explain that, because it's, I think, a tougher one to get down. And I have, like, a general idea, but that's about as far as it goes with that. I have played all three. Oh, yep. as like the other set. I guess it depends if you want to do damage or tank. As far as I know, nowadays Beornings are actually quite good at all three trait trees. Is it just me? Or is this one, there's more distance? I find Redline to be the least fun, which is very unusual for me. But my character like barely fits in here, and then there's a whole bunch of room here. So I don't know if you all see that, but there's more of a gap in this. Asymmetry is really annoying. Also, this one I think is turned a little bit more. It's like got more of an angle this way than this one has towards the middle. Yeah, I could send, if you remember, I played a Beorning through our Moria stuff, and Ingmar stuff even. I could send what I have set up on him. Yeah. So somebody's working on a Beorning and getting that set up as context here. Fine. Oh, I still have to go back. Oops. That's why I should read the quest. This is why questing sometimes takes forever for me. Like, I don't need to leave the building. I just assume hey, I finished my task, time to leave, not find a tunnel in the back. Why would I ever think to do that? By maybe reading the quest text, getting an idea, oh, we're going up here and we want to find a tunnel. Or we're just looking for another way in, wherever we're looking for a way in. So here's the throne room. This is where I spent all that time. And we're looking for an entrance to the tunnel. Oh, wow. Look at this. Oh yeah, this place. I do remember this place. Well, Robbie the pig. Well, yeah, it's both. At least in the yellow line it can heal AoE. Nope. It's makes a lot of sense, right? Talking about Maul as a... We have to test this. Okay, good. That's safe. Well, it's kind of unfortunate skipping some of this neat cave. Hey, here's the bottom. Collapse that cave mouth. Alright then. Is that here? Ooh, did that actually have a timer? I thought I saw a timer briefly pop up there. I don't know when that was. Upper level of Scarhold. I'm actually tempted. We need to go through this cave, but I'm very tempted to use my like return home and swift travel to Scarhold, but we'll see. Okay. I think it's decently quick. It's a little bit confusing, but decently quick to get up here. I think. I think this way. It goes up, so I'll just go this way. At least it's a neat cave. I gotta give it that. Wait, where do these guys come from? Oh, these were always here. I cleared them out earlier. I forgot about that. Yeah, I would say sort of. Okay, we are going to Durin. I am paying attention this time. Did that take us all the way down here? Did I really get through that whole place? Hey, Gandalf joined us. At least I haven't seen him before. Hey, he did just come to us, Carl.
Are you acquainted with Gandalf?
Oh, this is actually... Listen, no, that's not worth considering. It's almost worth considering the Durin's pants. Oh, I can't see any of those.
Gandalf has come to Skarhold with a small band of Longbeards.
Is that? Yeah, it is enhancement runes. I wonder why that needs 2 open spots to open. 2 open spots to open. Wow. Too many opens there. Okay, I'm gonna sell the Spring Festival map. That's the easiest way, I think, to get to this. Here, I'll also disenchant that. Oh, I don't have enough room to do that either. I have 2 open slots. That's what's really confusing to me. Okay, that opens, and now I should be able to disenchant those. No. Do not... Oh, am I capped on moats? Is that what it is? Yes, I am. That's actually a very good issue. I'm glad it says I don't have enough room to do that. That is very unsarcastically a very great job by Standing Stone Games. I really wish these enhancement runes weren't 116, but it makes sense. It's just... It's sort of a... sort of a feel-bad type thing. Oh, we're going to the upper level. I was about to head down to spend my moats anyway. That was like what my mind was on, but I should just do the quest stuff, talk to these dwarves. Eivor.
How much have the others told you of our expedition?
Inside the chamber. Northeast. Well, there's Gandalf, but I can't talk to him there. I'm gonna talk to a special Gandalf that's in this chamber. That was a bit odd. It looked like I kind of was vertically up and fell through the almost the floor briefly there. Ah, yes, doing the Black Book stuff. I do remember this. I really didn't think I did this stuff though, but I know you go here multiple times, so it could have been a different part of that, but I do also remember going here multiple times. Mm-hmm. There are gaps in his knowledge. You can see torches on the other side, though. You can kind of see, it almost looks like a floor. I wonder how intentional that may or may not be, but... Bowen, there's another one of those ones. This place is quite neat though. All glowing cave stuff. Actually, I wonder. Okay, this is Mordor. I was like, is this supposed to be Inudu? Oh, these are stout axe, probably. Listen to the musings of Gandalf. Alright, we'll do that in a moment. See if I can. I'm not actually trying to get out, but I'm just seeing where I can jump. No war steed here to break things, though. I can't quite tell where we are, but I will say I really like the blurring effect in the background. Is this supposed to be Minas Morgul? It looks more like a Minas Morgul-y place. Am I supposed to... Oh. Uncertain events. Ah, they look like orcs. Really? Oh, return to the entrance. Alright. You know it's a newer zone in LOTRO if there is mist near the floor. That's like... That seems to be their new favorite thing. Maybe even more so than ugly bushes. Especially considering that... Wildwood didn't have many. It had some. That was a little disappointing when I found them, but... I think Angle of Mythathel didn't have any, I don't think. I didn't see any there, and... What was the other recent zones? Oh, I don't know about Good to Bad, actually, since that was, like, different. Hopefully it didn't with its location. Bafar Gathol. Don't know where that is. Onward. What was that one movie? Oh, something similar to Onward, I think was the name of it, but there was this sort of neat animated fantasy movie. This looks like Sundergrot-ish area. Or Irid Mithrin, I suppose, but to me a little bit more so Sundergrot. Probably Irid Mithrin based on the looks of it. Okay. So if I... Oh, that's kind of neat map. But... Oh yeah, I was gonna look where this was, where I could maybe see it on the map. Irid Mithrin. I was thinking perhaps here, because it looked like this type of stuff, but I don't think it is. So I'm not entirely sure. Oh, have to consider them again. These ones don't quite look like orcs. They look... I was about to say that one looks like a warden with a warden shield, but that's me. Oh no, humans? I believe that is not human, it's an elf. Maybe a high elf? Nope, just an elf, according to... Boom. Always love LOTRO points from deeds. I did Beast Slayer. Couple more things to just discover ruins-wise in Irid Mithrin. I feel like I have a decent set of progression on the deeds here, considering I've not actually done proper questing in Irid Mithrin besides the book here. Oh yeah, I can't disenchant those yet. I gotta find one of those vendors to buy some level 130 stuff with my modes. My phone is so random with Gmail. It'll, after a couple days, just randomly decide that, hey, it's time to actually notify me that I got emails, and it'll give me like 5, 10, 20, whatever number of emails all at once. I thought it said what he loves of Barad Guldur. Oh, that was a bit odd. Actually, I was about to say this was an elf that looks like the high elves, like he has a kind of similar armor to them, but he could be, is this an older, like Mordor Besieged type elf? Because I know that's where the Black Book of Mordor goes. He might be one of those, I don't know. Hey, we got that.
It is clear that Keel's thrice-great-grandfather Voin has much yet to tell us.
Is this Ulrich a messenger? Was he? Oh, he actually was for the book. Let's see. Liberty. Yeah. Okay, headed down. I think, oh, the introduction Bales of Anduin. I think that's the one that's linking me here. I need to somehow untrack that one. Because we don't have to go here. We have to go to the Baroning Hoose, I believe. Okay, about to head southwest. But first I'm gonna head east. That's crazy. And I think it's pretty awesome that he started that late. Whoa. That was not a way down. Well, it's not a safe way down. Oh, Albion? Hello, Vegas Sims, Brawler soon. I don't entirely know. I was hoping to do this weekend, spend this weekend actually doing some cleaning up and more deep cleaning type things in my apartment, and some reorganization, and first of all, organization of some things. Are we headed this way? Oh. Wow, I made it down without breaking any legs. That is a miracle. Ghost of Emladris. That's an interesting title. What? Wait, what was my title? Darkwater? Oh yeah, I did that in the instance and I was going to change it. It didn't seem quite as thematic as I'd hoped. Dreamer? Diviner? Finder of Farms? Heroine? Interceptor. Investigator. I really like some of these one-liner, I guess one-word type titles from the old Moria instances. Infiltrator, Interceptor, Investigator, those are all right next to each other there, but pretty neat. Labyrinth Slugger. Labyrinthian Slugger. They're like a baseball type thing in this game. I could put that on for it. Scourge of Saragost. The Flighty. Swiftest way down to the gates of Minister. That is probably from jumping if I had to guess. I do tutor on Louisen. Oh no, that just seems like a good one for him. Waste not. Waste not, want not. I remember that quest name. I don't know why, but I know it's also a phrase, but from World of Warcraft. That is just a quest name. Probably partially because of the phrase, but that's one that always stood out to me. Kin of the Wold. Links. Oh, these are all rep ones. Those ones are usually like not that exciting, but I think some of them can be. The Agile. That's for Urgar. Morsbane, Merciful, Fearsome, Skirmisher. Oh, that's actually Filgashin, not Skirmishes. Defiant. I think I used that on my Beorning just because he's Defiant. He was unintentionally defiant by avoiding all the scrolls and tokens when we would buff up for those. I am a pie-eating champion on this character, really? I can't believe I actually did that on this one, but alright then. I don't even remember what that's from, but some festival thing. Alright, we're going back to Gambit Master, I think. There's just no rival to that. I don't even know how you get that one. It's probably not an interesting one. Maybe just leveling up or doing a class quest, but I like it. Seems fitting. So what was I doing? Besides that whole title distraction? Adventurous Quartermaster. We want to oh, this is the Embers. I need to spend my Embers soon, too. Hey, here's Durin. He has a silver quest. Wonder what that's about. Pigments. Not Anvil. This guy. Nope, he's also Anvil.
We are not strangers here. Not truly. Hear me, Kizinek. We are Sheruka. We are Nahor.
Oh. It's in Gladenmere in it's actually, if you go to the Vales of Anduin map, right at Kidzul Claw, somewhere in there. I'm sure we could probably take you there or get you summoned there at some point on your Lore Master. Yep, Vales of Anduin. It's actually labeled Kidzul Claw on that map. It's by a campfire. Well, I think I have to go to Bree. We can do Lalia's Market since that's a very efficient port for going to those vendors. So Vegas, you have a 62 Runekeeper. Is Mirkwood the best place for you to go until 70? Well, Mirkwood content would be up to 55. You could probably technically get 70 there, but if you're interested in Mirkwood, that is 60 to 65, but there's, if you haven't started it yet, there's plenty of XP to get quite up. And there's also Inadwaith would be the other option, but even at 62, if you like being under-leveled, you could actually skip ahead to do Rise of Isengard content, which is 65 to 75. And if you ever run into an over-leveling problem, like some people tend to, and some people, such as myself, sometimes don't like, if you do want to be under-leveled, at least to start it, that could be a good option. And with all the XP you get nowadays in LOTRO, you might catch up to, like, by the time you're doing, say, level 75 stuff, you might actually be 75 with that. So that could be an option too. In Rise of Isengard, to start that, there's actually the book quest. I think you can pick that up without any prerequisites from Inadwaith. I think you actually have to go to Nar's Peak to pick up that quest, but I might be misremembering. But I think that's what you have to do, where you have to go to start that. So that is, if you're interested in doing Dunland Rise of Isengard stuff, that is where I would recommend heading. Or at least just keep that in mind as somewhere to look towards going. And if you just do all the book quests in the game, I think eventually that would lead up to that point. If you have interest in doing those book quests. I know some people do, some people don't. For me, a lot of my characters at that level, I sometimes tend to ignore them, especially Moria, Mirkwood. Which does mean I miss some exciting things on some characters. Alright, what am I doing? Oh yeah, so I want to spend my... Oops. There we go. Alright, what do I want? Does the weapon box... I always forget, does the weapon box have shields? Random question. Does anybody remember for the moats boxes, do the weapon ones have the shields? Or is it... Well, there's... maybe that is the weapon one, but there's armor, jewelry, or weaponry. I always forget if the weapon's the one with the shields. Let's see. I'll check LOTRO Wiki. Yep, it does look like, according to the LOTRO Wiki at least, they have shields. So I will get that for level 130. For the moats barter, I'm at the cap, so I'm getting some of the boxes to save for level 130. And the weaponry boxes have shields in them. I wonder if I should go ahead and get one more or not. I'd rather save as many moats as I can and not actually spend them on gear. I might eventually spend them on gear, but at least if I don't need to right away, I think there are more better things at 130 I could spend my moats on. So that was just to get off the cap. I also could just save pieces of gear. Don't need to disenchant these, but I want them, like, y'all see my inventory here. Oh, nice. Yeah, there we go. Next up. So next up would be more book quests, but I think it is time for me to wrap up, even though it's Friday evening. I'm getting tired. And I should probably eat a snack before I go to bed. So yeah, This is really random. Why are there shields here? Wait, where are the vendors? Wait, this is so weird. Did they take these vendors out of the game? Were they alive vendors? Yeah, they were, but they're still on the minimap, and the shields are still here. That's so sad. Some lonely Warden shields and Bree. Well, and there are 2 guards. That's not creepy or anything. But alright, as far as the stream goes with all the content we did, as unexpected as it was, I mean, I was planning to do group stuff, but we didn't get to doing Barad Guldur, but we did 3.5 hours, a little bit more even, of different things other than Barad Guldur. We did Naryuhel, we did... Is she following me, or am I following her? I guess I don't really need to leave anywhere here. I don't even need to go here. I could have stayed by the boar fountain. I'm just like walking for no reason. But I'll head to Southbury and then I suppose head out. But yeah, Brawler maybe at some point soon. I also want to get a character up for Yondershire, probably a new character, but I'm leaning towards not doing the Shire on them, so I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. But yeah, good point to wrap up the stream again. So that's the outlook towards the future. Maybe I'll have some exciting videos next week, since I plan to spend some of this weekend finally doing some editing, and I think I have to re-record a video, but yeah, editing is the big part for these upcoming videos and projects at this point. Exciting one for the champion. And hello, John. Unfortunately, it is wrap-up time for this stream. And on that note, we'll go ahead and actually wrap it up, so I'm just not rambling here about nothing. So again, I hope you all enjoyed all the content today with all we did, and including getting back to some of the book quests and Black Book of Mordor and all that. And if you did enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content and this cat right here. And thanks for joining, chatting, and watching, everyone.